Today we're featuring an exclusive builder in an exclusive community, building within one of the most exclusive cities here in Colorado.
They literally have cabinets and all of their ironworks in-house as a part of their product. It's amazing. We've got a great partnership with them. We'll be doing a lot with them, but for today, we're gonna give you guys a 101 breakdown of Workshop.
All right, now before we dive into Workshop, let's talk a little bit about Golden, because Golden is one that is oftentimes on your guys' hot list. However, they're not really doing a lot of building out there, especially the way these guys are doing their building.
There's nothing behind Golden.
Yeah.
There's just nothing.
Pretty much.
Hold on, let's show you what's available in Golden. If it's not that, and you're not scraping it and rebuilding it, there's just not much available in Golden. Like, why is that? Well, because it's Golden, but more specifically, what is Golden? Why is it high value? Why is there nothing unless it's that?
Let's start off with proximity. This were a clock, Denver were a clock. Golden would be at about, what, 10 o'clock?
This is what he gets for trying to take something.
It'd be 10 o'clock?
I've literally trademarked this whole clock thing. He can't, he's not even licensed to use this thing unless he gets permission. But if this were a clock, if Denver were in the center of the clock, Golden is pretty much 9 o'clock. Straight west, just about. Toward the mountains.
10 o'clock.
Proximity. If Eli's Golden and I'm the Rocky Mountains.
There we go. There we go.
It's right here.
There we go.
This is where it's at.
Yeah.
They're super close. It's definitely toward the west side on the Front Range.
Yes.
Probably one of the most beautiful spots as far as views and everything you can get from a city that's got great school districts. It's got shopping centers. It's got everything you need infrastructure-wise for suburban areas, but it literally rests right up on the Rocky Mountains.
One of the reasons it is so exclusive and hard to buy a home there is because it is nestled right up against the foothills. It is home of the Colorado School of Mines, a world-renowned engineering school. So tons of smart kids, and it has that downtown college vibe.
Especially like downtown Golden.
Downtown Golden,
and they're like doubling the size of downtown Golden. A lot of spaces are gonna be going to that, but logistically, if that's the right word, like when you get out to places like Southeast Aurora or East Aurora, it's elevated, but it's flat, and you can see an amazing view of the mountains, but it's primarily flat with some rolling hills, which means you have a lot of space to build homes, commercial divisions, et cetera, et cetera. As you get closer to the mountains, you start becoming a part of the landscape. Castle Rock has a lot of that as well, but so does like Golden. There's just not enough space to create as many homes. So as far as like this overall inventory, you're just not gonna have it in a place like this because of how much landscape there is and how you have to build in and around some of these rolling hills and parts of the foothills and mountains. So you're just not gonna have as much.
Now, let's talk about pricing in Golden. For a single family home that's in decent condition, but probably going to need some upgrades, you're probably gonna be around that $850,000 to $900,000 mark. So that's been one of the issues for people coming in there, is if they are looking for a home that doesn't need a ton of updates or anything like that, they're really, really hard to find because Golden has already been built up until we got introduced to Workshop builders.
Exclusive to Colorado, they're only here. We talked about this earlier. They literally have cabinets and their ironworks in-house. What does that mean for you? Well, not only is it amazing, not only can they do it a lot quicker because they're the ones that actually run those shops, but your cost is also a lot less, which means more effective to putting more cost into your project than cost of goods because it's in-house and they make it.
That's right. Now, one of the things that personally I like about these guys, let's call it semi-custom builder with the speed and efficiency of a big mass production builder. So first of all, you're not going to see any homes like this from any other builder. Second of all, why that's a bonus is because you're not going to have to go through the whole tedious process of trying to find your lot, going to the city to get permits, getting an architect to design this home. They've really handled all the heavy lifting for you, and they have 13 different models for you guys to choose from that all look spectacular.
Amazing. And obviously you're probably looking at some of that right now as far as like what it looks like when we walk through, but what's really cool is they've created, like with their design center, is they have design concepts. So when you guys go into the design center, instead of picking everything individually and trying to figure it out yourself of what you like or don't like, they understand exactly what looks well together. So they allow you guys to pick just different versions, 1, 2, 3, or 4, but they name them a lot more romantic things like Acadia. Or like
that's right.
Stone Temple, whatever, right? Like, shout out to Stone Temple pilots, right?
There we go.
I'm 40 on Friday. Go figure. But it's really cool as far as like conceptually how you guys go through design center and how you match that to your home. They do also offer custom homes. If that's something upon request, if you guys find a lot, but primarily it's a semi-custom. And explain some of the semi-custom as far as like, what does that mean for everybody?
Yeah, full custom, guys. You are literally hiring an architect and you've got to spend a ton of money to get those designed. And you're working with the architect, but there's a real good chance that you may think something looks good on paper, but because you've never done it before, it might not come out as good as you think.
Right, so and typically what people think full custom is, hey, you could work with a company like Workshop workshop. They've already got some architectural designs that are done. You can pick a concept that they have, you can find a lot and you start from scratch there.
Yep.
A lot of that is just really hard to do, especially if you're gonna go try to find your own lot, get that
Just
excavated and all that good
time-consuming.
stuff. Versus
Yeah.
like workshops probably got some of the best lots in Golden that there is, period. They've done the heavy lifting for you. They've got the concepts that work well. They've got things that you can't even imagine. Like we're walking through like glass walls, custom iron stairs.
Yeah.
We're walking through some of these offices with these like floating iron walls that we'll show you in this video as well. Just really cool concept, things that you probably couldn't imagine on your own that you like even better than yourself. Like if I were to build myself a house, as much as I'd love to think what it would look like, probably look like what my Legos look like when I buy the pirate ship from the Lego store and I bring it home and I don't read the directions and I try to build it, it'd probably come out like that. So sometimes working with actual builders, way better.
I am fighting a few different people. What? I like to fight around.
Honestly, the best part, guys, is that this is all homegrown in Colorado.
Correct.
Again, you won't be able to find these anywhere else. Now, the community that we're focusing on today is called Arcadia, right? It just sounds
sounds
like
very-
it's gonna look.
Sounds very modern, sounds very metal, like in the ironworks that these guys have at their homes.
Oh yeah. Arcadia is a small community here in Golden, and it is going to be gated. It's going to be the only gated community in Golden. So if that's something appealing to you, this is the only place you're going to be able to find it. Right now, they are framing up a couple of homes. So the drone footage that you're looking at right now, this is the lot. You guys can see the west-facing views. So let's say you guys buy a home, you can put the backyard facing west. You're going to have phenomenal views. Let's say you buy one of the infill lots, but these homes have those rooftop decks, those rooftop balconies, where you
Correct.
can look over everybody else into the western
Correct.
foothills.
And more importantly, when you guys are looking at this content, if something like this appeals to you, then you're gonna want to call this number right now, because we
right.
are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages,
That's right.
and those emails. We are licensed brokers. We can help you with workshop. We can help you with any of your needs. But I will tell you this, we've already seen a couple of their other developments, and they're gone. They're full. They're
Yep.
done. We just went through one of their neighborhoods of 20 lots. They're fully built. Everybody's moved in. Like the way that they turn these homes as far as timeline, but super custom, because for the most part, everything is in-house. There you go. So if this is even a glimpse of for you and you want more details on workshop and what they're all about, or these locations or these lots that are available right now that are getting ready to get built, you're going to want to call that number that's right below.
Personally, one of my favorite things about Workshop is that they are very, very practical in the sense of not just doing things that look super cool and fancy, but also things that are very nice to have in your day-to-day life.
So for example, you're looking at like a secondary kitchen right now. This is typically what we call like our messy side of the kitchen. Your junk drawers, everything else that you just don't want in your kitchen. Tucked back over here, you've got a spot for your espresso or a microwave, whatever you like. You've got a sink, you've got plenty of cabinet space for the junk drawer or the junk drawers or your protein jugs that should go in the cabinet that
right.
always sit on the counter, whatever that may be. You literally have a kitchen for this. It's not quite a butler's kitchen, probably the same size, just not necessarily intended for that, but it's nice because it's off to the side, it's private. You can do your morning routine and everything else in there. If you have company or anyone's coming over, obviously your main kitchen is great. And you've also got some wine walls, right, where they've literally created these iron doors that open up, but you've got some great lighting that'll be in there, and you've got some wine. If you want to AC that, cool. Depending on the wine that you do, room temperature's fine as well. But really cool look and feel. And again, this is coming back to the, even though it's semi-custom, these are things because they're in-house. If there's small pivots or adjustments that you guys would like when it comes to aesthetics, nothing that they have to pull permits for, just some slight changes like that, it's doable and it's super cost effective.
And you're looking at lots that are a third of an acre. You're looking at 3-car garages or 4-car garages. You can even build a secondary detached garage if you want that to be a gym or an office.
They're doing double garage doors. You can drive
right.
all the way through it, whether it's
Yep.
landscape stuff that you gotta get back there, or maybe you just wanna open both doors up because you're using that garage for some ping pong and hanging out for game night, whatever it is. Like anytime you can open up dual garage doors and the breeze comes through, especially in the fall time during football season in Colorado, it's amazing. And because of the size of lot you have, you'll have space for that anytime. Like I can't remember last time I said space in Golden in the same video.
Yeah, right. That's very true. Let's talk a little bit about quality materials, all right? As Will mentioned, these guys are handcrafting the majority of the things that they're putting into the homes, particularly the metal fabricated doors, the glass walls,
Makes warranty pretty easy.
Makes warranty super easy.
Hey, I broke a shelf. You probably won't because these things are amazing. Secondly, if you did, they can probably just shoot right out to you.
That's right. On top of that, guys, they do have landscaping packages. So a lot of builders, they'll do some generic front yard landscaping. They won't touch the backyard. They won't even do it for you if you ask. With these guys, you're more than welcome to do your own, and they won't have it included in the total cost of the home. But then they also do have packages that you can select and add on for your landscaping if you just don't want to go through the headache of having to track down your own.
Correct. Now, before we get out of here, as far as like all the points that we've got for you guys knowing how to contact us, all that great stuff, why don't we just take a sneak peek? One of the actual builders is allowing us into his own personal home, so you'll see a couple kid toys, whatever it may be, all good. But let's just take a sneak peek on the main floor, maybe a little bit of the basement, and show you guys a couple of different things that they've done to make this home super custom that they can more than do for you as well on yours. All right, so when we first walk in, you guys see this huge cement wall. This is literally one of the retaining walls that's also outside. So whatever's outside also comes right inside. Really cool concept when it comes to just thinking about your home as a living experience. So bringing the outside in and what it feels like once you're in one of these homes, which is super cool. As we walk in, you guys will see this front office, which is amazing. So we've seen stuff like this before where it comes to ironworks, not necessarily them, but like iron style glass walls for offices, which is amazing. But what's really cool is as Eli pans around, you'll see this floating wall over here with no glass, but it's got some shelves. And like, benefit of this is just fresh air, less echo. Obviously you can still communicate with anybody that's in that living space, but it's a really cool effect as far as like just being able to find ways to have accent walls in your homes that are interactive. So instead of this just having some wood on it, whatever it may be, and it looks cool and this being a wall, and then the office being over here, it's like, this is almost more like an active wall, right? Like it's a wall, but we've got a ton of decor on it. You can put your family, different antique items or collector things, which just brings a lot more depth to your home. So things like this are just amazing. We come through, you guys can pay attention to the ceiling and all of your iron beams that come through, some of your fresh wood that it gets exposed. Eli's got some great vernacular for all the woods that they use in here, the custom lighting. And obviously some of the shelving that they do custom as well, right? Like just all these custom designs as far as like how they create their refrigerators, what they match to, and everything being uniform. This is nice. So I don't know if this is quite like a butler kitchen. I don't even know if we need a butler kitchen, but the point is you got your coffee, you got some cabinetry and some things you can have back here that are just not being a part of your clutter when it comes to your main kitchen. Before we get you guys out of here, maybe we'll sneak upstairs, at least downstairs, because I want to show you guys this theater. All right, so a little dark, but here, as you guys see, you can set the mood and temperature of the lighting that you guys want. But right here, golf simulator, custom built into the home within the basement, which is amazing. So for those of you that golf, what a cool treat to have right here. You don't necessarily have to put it in an exterior garage, and you don't necessarily have to have an unfinished basement to try to tie this in, but look how custom and how inviting this looks when it comes to the rest of the basement. You don't feel bad for having this here. It's not an eyesore. It's still super attractive. You come through, you've got a full bedroom and bath. You guys have seen those before, but you got a full ensuite bar here, full-size TV. I like this because if you're watching the game in the theater and you got to come out to grab a drink, you don't miss the game. And what do I talk about with theater? Notice how you guys step down and go to the theater just to create a little bit more, not headspace, but a little bit more space to create a big ambiance room for your theater. You've also got some different levels back here for the seating back here to just create that theater feel. So if someone's on the couch, people behind can still see. But as we pan, you guys can see both openings to where the theater starts. So it still keeps this open. It doesn't get too closed off. It doesn't feel too, I don't want to use it. No one ever uses it. It's like a dungeon. It being open on each side helps a ton. And what I super love, because I've also got kids, check this out, Eli. You've got PlayStations and PlayStation games all through here. Now you have this cabinetry on both sides of the theater, right? So what's really cool is even though this home is super modern, super custom, anything you can imagine, it's also great as far as being very tactical with how they use a lot of their cabinetry space, closets, things like that. This home specifically is right at 5,300 square feet. And it feels massive because of how proactive the layout of this home is and how useful they are with some of the storage space. So if you have families out there, or if you travel or ski and you need a lot of space, it's super hard to beat with this. All right, before we let you guys get out of here, we're gonna shut up some of these doors. So obviously take a look at this, really cool. But let's give you a sneak peek on the backyard as well. So this is also something custom you guys can do. When you're picking your lot with these guys, or if they've got a lot that's already been established and you guys are gonna be building a home on that lot, things like this you can consider, right? So we've got a waterfall back here with a little putting green, waterfalls. This is my favorite part. This is like their ironworks. All ironworks. You've got great fire pits, hot tubs. You've got the TV out here for games and for cornhole. Really cool use of space out here. When you guys are building with these guys at workshop, all of this stuff here all goes into consideration. Nothing against bigger builders. We've got a Toll Brothers personally. It's been an amazing home. We love that home. But when you guys start getting semi-custom or custom, your landscape and what you want to do atmospheric wise in your backyards and your front yards comes into play in addition to your amazing home. So things to consider as far as like overall maximizing your 1/3 acre lots. Can't believe I'm saying 1/3 of an acre in Golden. All things to consider, amazing.
But this will be a 3-car tandem with the option to have a 4-car garage. The big island, look how much room is in between your cooktop and your island. It was like 6-7 feet. I mean, it's just insane. All exposed to steel, vacuum panels, built-in cabinets, big sliders, big covered patios, larger lots. That's a wine hall. And then back in front of you is a build-out pantry, kind of a back hidden pantry back there, which is a coffee system, sink. Yeah, it's like a whole entire back kitchen. So like maybe a messy kitchen, this will be a steel and glass door. And then 48-inch dual fuel pot filler. This whole thing is a steel canopy that comes across for your vent hood. But as you come in, that's what you're looking for. There's no railing, there's 3 sheets of glass, which is pretty sick. There'll be railing on the inside, but on the outside.
Yeah, it'll be running where the wood is, right?
Correct. Yeah.
For code.
For code, yeah. And on the outside, it'll be full white glass, which is
That's cool. It's interesting to see different layouts too.
This is an office with a full glass wall. So that's what that is. Or it could be a playroom, but we're gonna sell it as a home office, so it'll be some built-ins and some countertops. That'll be a full glass and steel wall. Dining up front, there's a new design of this plan called the Cedar, which is the new modern version where we tweaked it.
This is cool.
This will be the deck off the loft, and then it has access to the primary. And you build this on a west-facing, like you could go with a lower premium lot that faces the mountains, and all of a sudden you have took advantage of a front deck. What's cool is they'll do like that as like a slab of quartz, and it's floating. So that looks really cool once they're all done. Down here we've got like wet bar and then like floating cabinets, like where your theater's gonna go. It'll just be like a kind of a home theater setup. That you've got the bar behind you and then big screen there. And that'll be the home gym with the double barn doors that close off. You can do like a sauna in there, like a true custom built-in sauna, which is pretty cool. We're not doing like this one, but it's neat when we do sell it.
All right, so I'm sure you guys are as impressed as we were walking through that home for the first time, guys. I know a lot of the footage that we showed you today is homes under construction, and there's reason for that. They sell out. They sell out of everything.
Guys, it's fun to see them in that progress. Obviously, a lot of folks watch reality TV or just different construction shows. Yeah. It's really cool to see the process, especially from the custom home build side, but it's also just nice to show you guys something that's a finished product and what those are gonna turn into. These also don't last very long, so definitely reach out. That number that's popping up back below. It's our reminder that we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, and just as much as we love helping with these videos, we love more helping with those real estate needs. So I'm not still below. We are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. If we can help you, we'd love to.
That's right.
That being said, we'll see you guys next weekend.
See you guys.